So look, let's go ahead and move on to the defense. And Will, so if I say how good we are on offense, on defense by the numbers, it does not look that great. But before we get to that, you look at this game, and I think more than the numbers, I think the numbers won't describe how we game planned for them. How we were able to, Marvin Harrison got right off the bat, got his touchdown. And then what did he really do rest of the game? You know what I mean? Sammer's still playing outside. Our guys kind of playing all over the place. And the defense, we did great in this game. We held them to 14 points, and it helps to have a great offense. But talk to us about overall what this defense is right now.
Yeah, I mean, they had a significant step up in improving today or on Sunday. I mean, the first drive started off and it was more of the same. It was, we gave up a whole bunch of rushing yards. James Conner shredded us. It was like, oh boy, that was pretty easy. And then, I mean, they had over 175 yards rushing, but after that first drive, honestly, it didn't feel like it. I was looking at their stats, right before the show, and I was surprised Connor got over 100 yards. I was surprised Dumerville or whatever the guy's name is got 50 yards. I don't remember seeing them run it like that to get those yards. So that was kind of surprising. I feel like they kind of made some adjustments, but we had plays from our defensive line. Dorrance Armstrong. I've been saying, where is this guy? We brought this on. You're now playing starter minutes. Where you been? He was credited with 1.5 sacks. He was involved in two sacks. He and one of them was one of the first times we stopped the Cardinals and kind of got the momentum shifting. So he kind of helped flip the game like that. Allen and Payne each got a sack. One for Allen, half for Duran, but they were involved in it. Our DBs, my biggest thing I can say, they didn't suck on Sunday. Like, there was a play where Forbes, he turned and burned and stuck with the guy. I was like, did this man just learn some technique? Has he been coached up? Like, is it working? St. Juice was solid. He wasn't spectacular. I don't think he is spectacular, but if he can play solid, great. You said it. Sanders still made some improvements on the outside. And we also had the other guy, Noah I'm not going to try to pronounce Igbenogany.
Yeah. You got it. I think you got it.
I'm pretty close. Bram Weinstein's really good at it, and so I can hear him. But, he showed that we can move Mikey outside because he can play the slot. Yeah, he gave up a touchdown to Marvin Harrison Jr. on the first drive of the game. But okay, it was a great throw too. I mean, and that's going to happen. Now, I'll also say this. How did this happen? Like, I can't tell you what did we do to make improvements. I had said that I wanted us to double Harrison Jr. I had said I want Quan Martin on top of wherever he goes. That's where Quan goes. I don't know if they did that. I also don't know if maybe the play calling for Arizona was really bad and they didn't keep, going with what was working, or they didn't keep forcing it to Harrison Jr. the way they could. But regardless, our defense played a whole lot better. And it kind of sounds like the coaches were anticipating an improvement, that they were seeing, baby steps in practice. And so they weren't so surprised by it. But absolutely, a much improved game from them.
Oh, yeah. And Ab, I mean, it helps when your offense puts up 42 points and you're not having to play from behind or hold a lead or a tie or something like that. But to Will's point, the D-line, which we've talked about, has been something we've been worried about. They showed up and did what they needed to, but the secondary kept everything in front of them. After that first touchdown by Harrison, he only had 4 of the catches for 45 yards. He really didn't do much on the offense. Wilson only had 3. Dorich only had 4. Like, we kept most of the stuff in front of us. So what are your thoughts about this defense, especially going forward?
I was just there it is. So the way that they were playing was like time of possession, like it was overwhelmingly time of possession on the Washington part. But right here it says 33.5 minutes to 26 minutes. That's not a big number. But honestly, the way the way that the Washington's offense was playing, it seemed like they were always on the damn field, yo. Like I don't remember much of Arizona's offense on the field at all. I really don't. Like honestly, and Washington just seemed like they were just eating up the clock. And a point that I wanted to make before is I was watching Dan Orlovsky go over Washington's like one series, like scoring series for a touchdown. They did like a 10 series no call, like no huddle. Yes. Like it was insane. And and to your point, Will, it wasn't predictable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually when they do the no huddles, same formations, they were all over the place. Like it was insane. And they were just no huddling. And I believe the rule is if the offense doesn't substitute, defense can't substitute. So you got these tired Arizona Cardinals. Almost feel bad for them, but F them. Like you know what I'm saying? But Washington was just play after play after play after play, and it lasted like 10 plays, y'all. It really did, because Arizona kind of made a stand in the red zone, but sometimes you just gotta like what happens is you just give in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you just don't have it anymore. And that, if that is our identity, guys, and we're able to turn that on anytime, this is a dangerous team. It is dangerous. I know I just went back to the offense, but the point I'm trying to make is if we continue to do this, defense is going to be ready for any offense that is out there.
Oh yeah,
it's going to look like a good defense is a well-rested defense. Let me say that. And to me, I love that. I love that we're giving our defense time. Usually we're 3 and outs. Like, damn, we got to go out there again. Like that was
we're just out there, right?
Like y'all can't. No, yeah. Like, that was their defense. Now they're well rested. They're rested and they can't wait to get back out there. And when you have that mentality to go back out in defense, honestly, you're ready for anything. And then you got middle linebackers like Wagner and Luvu, bro. Y'all saw the video I saw.
Oh yeah,
of Luvu hyping up the locker room.
Come on.
Scream myself and join the team to do this same shit. I got goosebumps.
Let's go. But yo, to your point, that time of possession was so huge. Part of that was we were 9 of 12 on third down. We stayed on the field. But the bigger part, and sticking with the defense, they were 4 of 11. We made sure that our defense was able to get off the field on third down. And that is something that has not happened in a while, and something that we were able to do this year. We held them under 300 yards. Like, we as a unit on defense just looked like we were prepared and looked like we knew what was going on. After that first punch, like you said, Will, and our offense got going, our defense just looked like, I'm not going to sit here and say 85, all that crap. No, I'm not going to go there. But I'm going to say that they just looked like they were a shut down, or like they looked like they knew what was coming and they were prepared for it. And I love that. That's coaching.
Well, so this was a play that I saw happen, and I was like, oh my gosh. This shows, like, this is why you bring in a Bobby Wagner. This shows how much football IQ he has. This was and it could have been a coaching situation. We got burned by Malik Neighbors running all kinds of drag routes when we were going in man-to-man coverage. And they ran a drag route with Harrison Jr. And I think that's one of the hardest, if you get the field, one of the hardest routes to cover. We saw last week, Luke McCaffrey. Jaden could have hit him in the first window. He waited till he passed the middle linebacker, hit him in the second one. So I think it's a really difficult route to defend. And right off the bat, our corner, no, I'm not, knocking him. But, he was ready to go back, and Harrison Jr. cut it across the field, and he was burnt. I don't know if it was Noah or if it was Sanders still, but he was covered. Well, Bobby Wagner, to talk about the coaching that's happened out there, kept his eyes forward the entire time, looking at the quarterback, but he took a step back and bumped right into Marvin Harrison Jr. But because he's looking forward, you can't call defensive pass interference. He's just playing defense out there. And it knocked off the route. It took away that play, and they had to punt the ball. I don't know where Kyler threw it. He had to throw it a check down, whatever. But I was just like, oh my gosh. They just showed how you can defend that route, because for years in Washington, we've been killed by that. Usually it's tight ends that do it. It's wide receivers. Neighbors killed us early, and that's where it was like I was seeing this. Like, Ab, you're talking about all like what was happening on offense, but on defense too, it's like, are these coaches watching film and going like, we know how to fix this, guys? Like, we've been talking about this all-star coaching lineup. And is it a situation where it's like they just need to get out there, see what we're doing, and say, all right, this is how we fix it? I'm not gonna praise the defense and say I've got a whole lot of confidence in them still, but it was a whole lot better. No, yeah, it was just a whole lot better.
Yeah, look, Will, Scott's in the comments. He said, "Oh, Will looks happy." Well, we all look happy. All right. Shout out to Ben. He said, "I know it's early, but it's cool to see the Commanders doing good again." Now, normally, Ben, that would be a compliment, but I know how you felt about Sam. So is that a shot at my guy? Because if it is, Ben, and then my Orioles lost today, so that's a double shot, Ben.
Bad
Leave me alone. And then he said, by the way, Saint Juice is a great name. Hey, and let's hope that play emulates the name. Look, the defense, there's definite room for improvement, but to have a performance like this against a team like Arizona that put up 41 on the Rams, but 2 weeks before that, truly it's impressive. It's all around team effort, but it was good to see our defense look good, yes. And not have to be on the field like you're talking about for 5-10 play drives, and not have to be getting torched left and right. This is one of those games where I was worried because Marvin Harrison Jr., I thought that he was going to have a field day a la what Jamar Chase did last week. But when you really think about it, yes, he had those 2 touchdowns, but Chase only had 6 receptions. Yeah. Marvin Harrison only had 5. You know what I mean? So we're clearly getting their guy. Nobody's doing us like Malik Neighbors did us with the 10, 11 receptions and over 100 and all that stuff. So we got a lot of improvement, but the coaching staff, the players are bought in, and it looks good. It looks good.